Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve one important FANG coding interview question on Leetcode 2008 maximum earnings from taxi. So this is of a medium complexity problem and it's little tricky and difficult problem to solve that I recently came across and I recently solved this problem. So I just wanted to share my solution with you guys so you can also benefit from that logic and solution. So we'll go through the problem statement, we'll go through the examples, we'll understand the problem and how we can solve this problem. I'll explain you the logic and the Java solution for this problem, and then we'll test out our problem with few examples and we'll submit our solution in today's session. Before we start looking the problem details, I want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people in their Java J2E and coding interviews. On my channel, you will find lots of helpful videos that can help you in your coding and Java interview preparation, such as there are more than 400 different varieties of solved problems, which are the interview coding questions previously asked by big tech companies such as Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many other big companies. So those questions are solved and explained using whiteboarding sessions, examples for your easier grasping and understanding of the logic. So that will definitely help you in your coding interview preparation. There are also relevant Java interview related videos on this channel to help you in your Java interviews. So if you are preparing for interviews, this channel will definitely be helpful to you in your coding and Java interview preparation. So please subscribe to this channel now. Also, whenever I see any interesting coding problem that is asked by big companies, whenever I solve those problems, I often create videos to share those logic and solutions for those problems in this channel, and I often post those videos on this channel. So make sure you click on the bell notification icon. So as soon as I create new postings, you will immediately get notified, so you can watch those videos and that will benefit you in your coding and Java interview preparation. So let's start with the Leetcode 2008 maximum earnings from taxi. So as you can see, this is quite likable problem from like dislike ratio. So there are n points on road you are driving your taxi on. The n points on the road are labeled from 1 to n in the direction you are going, and you want to drive from point 1 to point n to make money by picking up passengers. So basically you are driving a taxi from 1 to n you are going basically, right? You cannot change the direction of your travel, right? The passengers are represented by 0 indexed 2D array rights, where rights of I is start point, end point, and the tip that you are going to get right from the passenger. So for each passenger I you pick up, you earn end minus start plus tip. That much amount of dollars you will get as your profit, right? You may only drive at most one passenger at a time. So this is important, that's why they have highlighted it. So only one passenger we can take at one time, right, in our taxi. So given n rights, n and rights return maximum number of dollars you can earn by picking up the passengers optimally. Note, you may drop off a passenger and pick up a different passenger at the same point, right? So for example, if you are at a point 10, if you are dropping off one passenger at point 10, you can pick up another passenger from that same point, right? That's what they are saying. And what they are asking us to do is we want to find out the maximum profit basically, right? By optimally picking up the passengers, right? They will give us list of passengers, but we have to optimally pick the passengers. So how we can do that basically, that's what they are asking, right? So they have given two examples. Let's go through the constraints quickly. So n can be between 1 to 10 raised to 5 inclusive, right? Rights dot length can be between 1 to 3 into 10 raised to 4. So 10 raised to 4 means it is 10,000 into 3 is 30,000, right? Which is a pretty big array, right, of passengers, right? Rides means it is a passengers information, right? The start point, the end point, and the tip that we are going to get from that passenger, right? So rights of I is equal to length of every element in rights array is 3, because they will give a start point, end point, and the tip, right? So 3 elements basically. Then start is less than end, and this is between 1 is less than equal to start and end is less than equal to n, right? So n is kind of an ending point for us, right? Then tip can be between 1 to 10 raised to 5 inclusive. So those are the constraints. So the constraints are straightforward. The problem, I mean, there is nothing confusive here in the problem statement. So problem statement is pretty clear. So we will just understand the problem with some examples. So then you will get more clarified picture. So we'll take this second example, right? This is a little bigger example. So we'll just go through it. So we'll just go through this example first, and we'll first try to understand what the problem is saying basically, right? So now what they are saying is, let's say we have a road, right, like this. Basically this is our road. So our road is starting, let's say, at 0 and it is ending at 20, right? Because n is 20, they have given us 20 here. So this is our road, and there are a couple of points where passengers are standing, you can say. For example, this is one point. This is the passenger where 6 is there, right? Passenger 6 is standing here. This passenger is standing, right? Sorry, so the passenger, sorry, I mean to say it is standing at location 1 basically, right? It is a location 1, and we are going to drop off this passenger at location 6, right? So drop off location is number 6 basically. This is 6, right? This is 1, like this. So this passenger will be going from 1 to 6 and he is going to give us $1 tip, right? Another passenger, let's say another passenger is there. He is going to start at 3, right? And he is going to go until 10 and he is going to give us $2 tip, right? So these are all the list of all the passengers, right? That's what it means, right? The first one is starting point, second one is ending point, and this is the tip, right? This is start, this is end, and this is tip, for example, right? So now, for example, if we are picking up the first passenger, how much we will earn from first passenger? We will earn end minus start plus tip, right? So 6 minus 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. So if we pick up passenger 1, we are going to, our profit will be $6, right? Now how about the passenger 2? How much we will earn if we are picking the passenger 2 now, right? So 10 minus 3 is 7 plus 2 is $9. So if we choose passenger 2 to pick up, then it will give us $9 basically, right? So how about passenger 3? Passenger 3 is this. If we choose this passenger, how much we will get? 10 minus 12, sorry, 12 minus 10 is 2 plus 3 is 5. So $5 is our profit from passenger 3. From passenger 4, we will get 12 minus 11 is 1 plus 2 is 3, right? So $3 is our profit from passenger 4. Then from passenger 5, so we are done with this, we are here, right? So 3 plus 2 is 5, so $5 is our profit if we choose passenger 5. And if we choose passenger 6, how much is the profit? 18 minus 13 is 5 plus 1 is 6, right? So basically what they are saying is, which passengers should we choose? So there are these passengers, right? We cannot choose all of these passengers. Why we cannot choose? So I'll tell you with this example. This one, now I cannot choose both of these passenger. Why? Because this passenger is starting at 1, he is ending at 6. The second passenger is starting at 3 and ending at 10, right? So the important thing here also to understand is, we are only allowed to take one passenger at a time, right? So now we cannot take these two passengers at a time, right? Because this is the conflicting, right? This passenger is starting at 3 and this passenger is ending at 6. So we cannot take two passengers. So we have to choose only one from these passengers, right? So for example, if we are choosing the passenger, this passenger we are choosing, right? This passenger will give us $9, right? So $9 is our profit from this passenger. Let's keep going now, right? Let's keep going. So now at which one we should choose from these two passengers now, right? Which one we should choose? Both passengers are ending at 12, this is starting at 10, and this means this is going to give us $5 profit, this is going to give us $3 profit. So we'll choose $5 profit, right? Because we want more profit, right? So we'll choose this, he will give us $5 profit. Now this guy, this passenger, he is ending at 12, right? So we want to find out again we have now choice of these two passengers, but we can only take one of them. And why only one of them? Because this passenger is starting at 12 and ending at 15, and this passenger is starting at 13 and ending at 18, right? So those will conflict if we try to pick up both of them, right? Only one is allowed basically at one time, right? So which one we should pick? We will pick the passenger which will give us the maximum profit. So who is maximum profit here? 5, this one is 5, right? And this one is how much? 5 plus 1, 6. So 6 we will pick, right? So 6 means this person we will pick. This one will give us 6 profit, right? So how much is our total profit? 6 plus 9 is 15 plus 5 is 20, right? 20 is our total profit. So that's how the 20 is the output we have to find, and we have to return. This is the problem that we are trying to solve, right? So we want to find out basically how to optimally pick the passengers so that we will get the maximum amount of profit, right? So this is the problem. So now you understood what the problem is from this example. So we will take this example and we will go to the whiteboard, and I'll explain you the logic how we can solve this problem, right? So this is the same example that we just talked about, right? So now we are going to use dynamic programming approach to solve this problem, right? So dynamic programming, basically what it does is it gradually builds the solution, right? It gradually builds the solution. So we'll create one DP array, right, of 20. We will add one more element, so it will be 21 elements, right? Because 0, we will add one more element for 0, and all the values will be 0 of the DP array in the beginning, right? Also first we will also take this input of writes, this writes input, and we will create a map of from that, right? We'll create a map. What map will do, how we will create this map will the key will be, the ending point will be the key, like this. This is the ending point, right? 6 is ending point, 10 is ending point, right? 12 is ending point, this again 12 is ending point. So that is the key in the map, right? And our values will be list of integer array. So for example, why list? Because there can be multiple passengers which will be ending at that point. For example, this passenger, if you choose, this is ending at point 12, this is also ending at point 12, right? That is why the list, basically, right? Because there can be multiple passengers which can be ending at that point, right? So the ending point is the key, and this whole array will be the list of values we will include, right? That's why it is list of integer array, right? So that is how we will prepare our map. Why we are using map? So I'll explain you that in a bit. So basically you can just say that we have the map now, right? For that will give us every values that are like associated with that ending point, right? So we will start our looking from the first element in the DP array. We will start looking, right? So DP 0 will be 0, right? This is 0th element, right? So value is 0, 1 is 0, 2 is 0, 3 is 0, 4 is 0, 5 is 0, right? So nothing to worry about this, right? Why all of them is 0? Because the first profit we will get when we drop off the first passenger, then only we will get the profit, basically, right? So for example, now we are going through the now we will be at number 6. We are here, so we will check from our map, is there any value in our map that is a key which is at 6, right? Yes, we will find this element in the map, right, which is ending at 6. So we will get that list, that integer array we will get, right? From this list there is only one integer array, because there is only one passenger who is getting down at 0.6. So we'll get this 161 array, right? 161 array we will get, and we will calculate the profit we are earning. So how we will calculate? 6 minus 1, which is 5, plus 1, which is 6, right? So 6 profit we are getting. So we will update our DP array here, right? So we will update our DP array. So we will put that profit here, 6. And what this is telling us is what is the maximum profit we can earn at that point. Until that point, basically, not at that point, until that point, what is the maximum profit we can earn. That is why it is a dynamic programming. It means that we have solved the problem until that specific point, basically, correct? So you got the idea, right? So until that 0.6 we have already solved the problem. We already know the maximum profit we can earn until 0.6, right? So once we know this logic, once we know the method, then we can just expand that method and we can reach until the end of this array, end of all the rides, and then we will know the answer basically, right? This is why it is dynamic programming, and this dynamic programming approach we are building our DP array. So we already are reached here, right? We are at 6. When we are at 7, how much is our maximum profit? Same as 6, right? Because we are not dropping anyone basically at 7, same at 8, same at 9. We are not dropping anyone. So the same profit will get carried over. So this is the maximum profit that we can earn until we reach point 9, right? Now what about point 10? When we reach point 10, what happens? Once we reach point 10, we will check. We will always keep checking in our map if the entry exists, right? So we did not find any entry basically for 7, 8, 9, right? So we will just, this value just got carried over basically, correct? Because no entries in the map, and it means that we are not dropping off any passenger, so our profit will still remain 6, correct? Now we are dropping off one passenger at point 10, right? So we are calculating the profit, right, at point 10. So we'll get this from our map, right? This entry, we'll calculate the profit. How much is the profit we are going to make? So 10 minus 3 plus 2, which is 7 plus 2 is 9. So 9 is the profit we will be making, correct? So we will update this value with 9, right? We will put 9 here for this point, right? Why we are putting 9 and why we are erasing 6? Because now at this point our maximum earning will be this, right? If we pick up and drop, this passenger will give us the maximum earning, right? Now we are kind of ignoring this passenger because this is not going to help us in our earning. It has a less earning, 6, right? And we can only take one passenger from this, so this 2, right? So we will take 3, 10, 2, right? Because it will give us more earning. So we will update how much earning that one is in our DP array. So we already reached here at point 10. We updated the value to 9, right? At what happens at 11? Nothing happens because there is no entry into the map, right? Means we are not dropping off any passenger, so it still get carried over, right? Now when we are at 12, what happens, right? When we are at 12, what happens? This is an interesting scenario now, right? So please pay attention now. So when we are at 12, we will check into our map the value, the list for key 12. So we will find these two items for listed, these two items in that list, right? Because these two passengers are ending at point 12, correct? So now what we will do is we will want to calculate for each passenger what is the profit we will earn maximum, right? So how we can calculate? So first thing, we will get like 10, 12, 3, right? This is the first array that we will get from this list, right? This list will have two values now, right? These two values that I highlighted, right? Now we will calculate the profit for 10, this one, right? So 12 minus 10 is 2 plus 3 is 5. So 5, but 5 is the profit from this passenger, but we have to add the maximum profit that we have earned until point 10 in this, correct? Because this passenger is getting into the car at point 10. So we will go into our DP array and we will take this 9, right? Because this is the profit we have. We know that we already earned maximum profit 9 at point 10, right? So we will add 9 into this profit. So 9 plus 5 is becoming 14, correct? So 14 profit we will get if we choose this passenger, right? Now how much we will get if we choose this passenger? 11, 12, 2. So it will give us, let me just write down here. So 11, 12, 2, right? So how much we will get? 1, 12 minus 11 is 1 plus 2 is 3. But 3 plus we have to get DP of 11 we have to check, right? DP of 11 is 9, right? So 9 plus 3 we will get. So total profit we will get is equal to 12, right? 9 plus 3 is 12. So we have two choices now. Either we can take 14 or we can take 12. So we will take 14. So we'll take this 14 and we will update our value 14 in our DP of 12, correct? So this is a very important, and that is why we are using list into this map, right? So you got clear why we are using list of integer array, because there are multiple passengers which are getting down at the same end point 12, right? So this point is clear, right? Why we got 14, right? Because the profit that this passenger will give us is 5, but we will also have to check what maximum profit we already have earned when we are at number 10, right? So we already earned 9 plus 5, we are earning more, right? That's why it is 14, right? So let me just remove all this coloring so I can reuse this space again. We will just go and we will just update our values, right? So now we took this passenger, we updated our values to 14, right, at for 12. So we will get 13, we will get same value will get carried over, same value will get carried over here also, correct? Why? Because we are not dropping off any passenger, right? Now what happens at 15? Now this thing happens at 15 basically, right? So 15, one other passenger is getting down. We will try to calculate the profit, how much we will get now. How much we will get? 12, 15 minus 12 is 3 plus 2 is 5, right? 5 plus we have to add dp of 12 in it, right? So dp of 12 is how much? 14. So 14 plus 5. So we'll get 19, right? So 19 we have to update in our dp array. So we'll put 19 here, right? For this point. So these values, this is 15, 16, 17 and now 17, the 19 will get carried over, right? Because nothing is happening basically. Now what happens when we reach 18 point, right? What happens when we reach 18? We have one more passenger we will drop here, right? At 18, right? Now, so we have to check how much like profit we will get if we are picking this passenger. So how much? 18 minus 13 is 5 plus 1 is 6 profit we will get from this, right? 6, but we have to add the already earned profit at point 13. So how much we earned? 14, right? So 6 plus 14 is equal to 20, right? So this 20. So whenever we get this 20, we will update it with the 20, right? Because 20 is better than 19, right? Which means in another terms that we are going to choose this passenger and we are going to ignore this passenger, correct? This is what it means basically in reality, right? So we'll choose this passenger, pick up 20, will get carried over, and this end will give us the result, right? So dp of n will give us the result. We'll just return that, right? So you got the idea how the dp solution works, right, with this example. So once you understand this logic, then the Java solution is not that difficult. So let's go and take a look at the Java code now. So this is our Java code, right? So max taxi earnings, we will get int n and rides array. So both things we will get, right? So first thing we are going to do is we are going to create a map, right? Integer and list of integer array. I already explained you regarding the map, right? And why we are using integer. The key is the ending point, and list, why we use list? Because we can have multiple passengers which will be getting down at that point, right, in from our car. So that's why list. So now in this for loop, all we are doing is just populating that map, right, that I shown you, correct? So we are just populating the map because map will be helping us in our implementation. So our map is ready basically, correct? So map is ready. So we will define a dp array, right, of n plus 1, as I said, right? N plus 1 we will define dp array. It is a long type, and then we will start from I2 and we'll go all the way until n, right? So this is our for loop. So what we are doing here in this for loop is we will use our map, right? So we are checking if there is any passenger which is getting down from that on that point, right? So map.I, we will check the values. If values is not null, means there is some, at least one passenger there is we are finding, right, which is getting down at that point. That's what it means. Then in that case we will get the values which is not null. Then we will calculate the earning, right? So earning will be 0 in the beginning. We will go through this values array, right? We will go through this values array and we will calculate the earning basically, right? So earning, we will take the maximum from earning and we will calculate the earning for that basically for that passenger, right? So this value 1 minus value 0 plus value 2 will calculate the earning for that passenger specifically, plus we have to add the dp of value 0, right? And what we are doing here is, as I explained you here, let me just remove this, lot of colors are there, so I'll explain you one more time what we are doing there, right? So if we have these two choices, let's say, right, this is one choice we have, 10 comma 12 comma 3 and 11 comma 12 comma 2. These are the two choices we have, right? So we are actually calculating the profit for each of these passengers. So what we will do for first passenger, 12 minus 10, which is 2 plus 3 is 5, right? So 2 plus 3 is 5, plus what we are doing, we have to do is, plus we have to add dp of 10, correct? Dp of 10 we have to do. So dp of 10 is 9, right? So 9 plus 5 basically is 14, right? So this 14, 9 plus 5 is equal to 14, that we are calculating. Now again we have to check with other passengers also. So we will check other passengers. So how much will be 11, this one, 12 minus 11 is 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus we have to do 3 plus dp of 11, dp of 11 we have to do, correct? So how much dp of 11 is 9, right? So 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. So this is what we are doing, and we are taking maximum from these values 14 and we are assigning it to the dp of I, right? So this is what we are doing in this for loop, right? Here we are assigning that value to dp of I, correct? So we will always get the maximum earning. How? Because we are using the math.max here, right? So we'll go until the end point of, right, until the end, and dp of here we will also, this is the updation, right? dp of I is equal to dp of this I that we have calculated here, right, comma dp of I minus 1. So we have to take maximum from these values, right? Maximum from these values. So you got it, right? So we will always have the maximum value in dp of I, and then dp of n will give us the total maximum earnings from our taxi, right? So this is how the dp solution looks like with the help of map and dp array. So how about the time complexity? So we are going through, if there are, let's say, n entries into writes, we are going n times from this writes array, and we are populating our map, right? So map will maximum have n different entries here, right? And then we will going through all these n values, right? So basically you can say that it is a order of n time complexity here, right? And how much is the space complexity? We will be needing, basically we are using map to store the values, right? And then we will also need a dp array, right? So basically you can say that again the order of n is the space complexity, right? So that is the time and space complexity for this dp solution. So let's take some examples and make sure this code works. So we will test on the example that we have seen just now, right? So this is the example we just saw, right? Same example. So we are expecting 20 as the answer. So let's make sure it runs. So this 20 is the n value, right? So we are getting 20, which is the correct answer, right? We will just test both the examples that they have and make sure both are giving us correct answer together also. So 7 and 20 we will expect. 7 and 20 we are getting. So we are getting the correct answer. So we will just go ahead and we will just submit our solution now. So our solution got accepted by Leetcode. It is 92% faster than other online submissions, and it is almost 89% faster than other submissions and on memory usage side, which is a pretty good solution for this problem of maximum earnings from taxi, which is quite tricky problem to solve. And I just thought that it's worthwhile to create a video and explain the logic to solve this problem using the dynamic programming approach, so you understand how we can use a dynamic programming to solve this problem. So we gradually will build the dp array as I explained you with this example, and at the end the last element will tell us the like maximum earnings from taxi, right? If you are new to my channel, on my channel there is a dedicated playlist called as Leetcode and Leetcode Solutions. It has over 250 varieties of problems solved and explained using whiteboarding sessions, just as we did in this today's session, right? So all the videos come with whiteboarding session examples and the Java solution code. Always the Java solutions are shared in my GitHub project and links are shared in the description section, so you can check out the Java code and play with the solutions and understand the Java solutions better. If you like this video, if this video helped you in understanding this problem in an easier and better way, then please give it a thumbs up to the video and give it a like to the video. Subscribe to this channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important for the channel, because that is the way the videos can reach to more people who need help in solving coding problems. One of the main goal of this channel is to help as many people as possible in their coding problem solving by showing and demonstrating them how different varieties of problems can be solved with the help of different data structures and different techniques and Java. So if you like this video and solution, please give it a like to the video, share it as much as you can with your friends, colleagues and people you know who might get benefited by watching these videos. They can learn Java techniques and they can get prepared for their interviews by watching these videos. If you have any question, put your question below the description section. Find the link to the Java solution, the GitHub project link, that I'll put it in the description section. You can go through the there are lots of Java solutions available there. You can go through those solutions as well. To become more and more confident in your coding interviews, try to solve different varieties of problems using different techniques, so that you will become more confident in the coding questions. Also, one simple tip I wanted to share with you guys is when you are practicing for your in-person coding rounds and in-person whiteboarding rounds, try to practice on using whiteboarding sites. There are lots of good whiteboarding websites you can use for your preparation. Also try to handwrite the code rather than using any IDEs, because handwriting code will boost your confidence in your real life interviews. And whiteboarding sessions will also boost your confidence, because in real life interviews it is very important how you can explain your solution to the team using examples on the whiteboard, right? So try to practice it. That will boost your confidence in your real life interviews. Keep coding, keep practicing, keep learning, and whenever I see any good problems, I often create videos and often shares those videos on this channel. Not to miss those important videos, make sure you click on the bell notification icon, so immediately you will get notified as soon as I create new postings. So you will immediately can go and watch those videos. That will definitely give you an edge in your coding interviews and Java interviews. Keep coding, keep learning, keep solving, and thanks for watching these videos.